All right, Mark Curry. Glad to have you on Camp Capone News.
Man, glad to be here, man. Thank you for having me. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's up, man. You've been going crazy lately.
Man, it's been spreading, but I'm happy. Everything's people been taking good to what I got to say. So yes. Glad to be here. Glad to be thought about. Glad to be known for it. Yep.
Man, that's what's up, man. So you wrote a book a little bit more than 10 years ago.
More
About
about 15.
15 years ago about your experience as a bad boy, man.
21. Yep. It's 15 years ago. I wrote that book, Dancing with the Devil: How Puff Burnt the Bad Boys of Hip Hop. It's a memoir of my life. Just doing business with Bad Boy. I had to write that book in order to have some kind of closure to like what didn't happen with the music career. But, it's there. I wrote it that long ago, man. It's just now becoming a topic to people, a wanted to know topic, wanted to talk about type of thing.
What was going on that made you want to write a book after spending all that time with Puffy?
Well, what it was once I realized that the music career wasn't going, it didn't seem to be taking off. So I was like, okay, I'm a writer, and there's so many different ways for me to write a song or write a book. So I said, instead of wasting the time and spending time writing music, I'm gonna spend a little time to write a book. And right around that time, I started writing the book the same time during my lateral years of being signed as an artist. I started doing the book then. Yeah. And I just had to do it because I was like, okay, I'm gonna attach something to Puff. So no matter whenever he's in the news or whatever may happen to him, whenever people might notice him doing something great, I want them to be able to think of me and also purchase that book. So it was just my way of saying, you know what, I'm gonna have to attach something to him to make sure that I win from this business deal, other than not having anything to show for it.
Okay, now around what time or what year did you guys actually meet and officially, did you join Bad Boy?
See, I knew him. I knew of him and knew him back in like 1995, back when they say Bad Boy 1995, ridiculous, back in those years, the words of the great Big. It was around 1995, 94, 96. Those were the years. That's when Bad Boy, he didn't really get the money that he had to sponsor Bad Boy until like 1995, up in those years when he signed with Arista. So when he was coming to Atlanta, because we had a club here in Atlanta and a rim shop here in Atlanta, so all of the celebrities would come to Atlanta, and the first place that they would come visit was either the club or the rim shop. So I knew him from a lot of them, not him, but he, just the social circle of those that he keeps around him. I knew a lot of those people, and he just happened to be a part of that circle. So I've been knowing him before I signed to do music. I've been knowing him. I signed in probably like 1996, 97. But I've been knowing him from doing coming to Atlanta and all of those kind of things before I signed.
Okay, and now, what was Puff like back then? Did you see any of the stuff that you seen later on in him at the beginning, or did he change at some point, or?
Arrogance, always been arrogant, always still the same arrogant person. You would think that he would change over time, but time didn't really change much with him. He was still the selfish person. You still thought him as being the selfish boss, or the label owner who wants to be an entertainer as well. So it's like competition all the time. Very competitive. Competitive with his artists. I believe he's competitive with himself, but that's just another story,
Okay, what do you think was like one of the first, situations that kind of let you know, like, oh, okay, Puff isn't quite this, friendly guy that I might have thought he was.
You know how when you say, enough of trying to be friends, if we're going to be dealing with each other on business, let's just deal with business and let's not confuse the friendship and the business, which was confusing, but I knew that when the business wasn't going as good and the friendship was still there, I was like, hey, man, maybe we got to put the friendship aside and focus more on the business. Because it's easy for you to just get, lost into having fun, going to parties and doing those kind of things. And you'll forget about the business that, like what Puff would do. You can go in there and be like, yo, Puff, I'm here to talk to you today about business. And then we'll talk for a second. But for some reason, he has a way that when you leave out that room, he'll have you going out thinking that you just have one more thing you need to do before you're able to have everything that you're working hard for. So it was always that one song that he was telling me that I needed in order to have this career that I was looking for. And that one song was just something I was working so hard trying to get that one song. And I realized one day that one song don't exist. And I was like, what he's trying to tell me to do, it doesn't exist. It's not a such thing as a one song. It's just a way for you to send me out of this office, not answering my question and having me going out to work hard again. One thing about being an artist, they always try to keep the artist hungry, keep the artist broke, keep the artist starving. And they feel that that's the best way to get the best out of you. So, I guess you can say in so many words, it takes for you sometimes to have to suffer to make you that star, to polish you up to be that diamond that you may be. Diamonds, sometimes you got to take a diamond out the rough and polish it up. So like with an artist, they feel like you're like a diamond in the rough. We got to take them out the dirt, clean them up and, put them to the world. So, it's the life of being an artist. That makes sense.
At one point, you do actually sign with him.
Mm-hmm.
And what was that day like, and how did it go for you?
Man, I thought that was the best business decision I ever made. And I just knew when I did that, when I signed with him, that everything was going to be okay because I seen his success rate was real high. And I felt like everyone who was a part of his camp was happy. And I thought that all of them were having their moments of success too. So I thought it was just a great business move, which turned out to be something that it wasn't the best business move, but to still be here, I don't have to be an artist and a music artist in order to be an artist. So I just had to take my my talents and my abilities and apply them into other things other than music. If that makes sense. But I wanted to, man, it felt like I just wanted to just hip hip hooray, just jump for joy. And I was just happy at the moment. And I, calling home, telling everybody in my home was proud of me for what I was doing. Everybody was happy. They just knew I was on my way up out of here. And that never really happened. We did the song We Ain't Going Nowhere. It seemed like my career never really went nowhere. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have been on that song, because when I said we ain't going nowhere, bro, I ain't go nowhere. Right after that song, no matter how hot it was, I thought that my career was going to take off from there. Career just didn't. He just did not put the funds he did not put what it took, put into me what it took in order to put me out there in the public as an artist or to promote and market me. Those marketing promotion dollars wasn't behind me.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.